So when you go and practice, do you practice the same things over and over? You have a good forehand, you have a decent backhand. You don't have a really good volley, and you don't have a really good second serve. But you don't really pay attention to that. And you go out there and practice, you want to improve your backhand even more, which is not bad, but you spend most of the time on that. And then you practice a little bit of your backhand, which is not that good, but you're good with it. And then you go out there and hit serves and you say, well, my first serve is pretty good, so that should be fine. And when the day comes that your first serve is not working real well, and you gotta hit mostly second serves, you're in trouble. What can we learn from the men's final of the US Open 2016? That's what I want to talk about. We have Djokovic. So I'm talking about semi. What can we learn from the men's final? What can we learn from the men's semifinal singles match of Djokovic and Monfils in the US Open 2016? You have Djokovic, which was number one in the world. We don't need to say what he has, okay, what his game is about. We all know pretty well, okay? We have Monfils, that he's a really good player, but the truth is that for a long time, he was not really a contender. He was an entertainer. Then all of a sudden he changes his mind and say, okay, I'm tired of people saying, oh, I want to go see you play because you're fun. Very different from saying, I want to go see you play because you're good and you win. Nothing wrong with being fun, but if you're at that level, playing at the level of the game, if you want to be just an entertainer, that's probably not the best decision. But anyways, he decided that he wanted to get better, to become a real contender, and since last year he's been doing much better. And then the day comes when he's playing Djokovic in the semifinal of the US Open, and he knows that you say, you know what, this is my chance. Probably once in a lifetime to change my game. I think he had 0 wins and 12 losses against Djokovic, and he say, I finally decided to change and I want to do it now and I want to beat this guy. And obviously, I mean, he tried, but it didn't happen. But the thing is, if you see the match, he tried all kinds of weird stuff. And probably for a couple of minutes, here and there, things worked for him. But in the end, we all knew very well with that kind of tactics, things were not going to work. So that's what happens, guys, when we don't prepare ourselves, knowing that we are gonna be out there, we're gonna go and face players that are really good, and many times we know what they have, and many times we know what kind of game they have, their weaknesses, their strengths, and we pretty much, I think that sometimes we kind of feel like we are happy with what we got. I'll settle for this. And if you're the kind of guy that doesn't really want to be the big guys, well, that's okay. But if you're the kind of player that says, okay, I really want to be this guy that has beaten me all the time, then that is not going to happen if you start preparing yourself just, a few months before you play that guy. It's not just a physical game that you need to change. It's a mental game, and that's the most difficult one. But it's worth it. And when you change your mind to face a big adversary, guys, your whole life changes in every aspect. So think about it when you go out there and train. Because what you put on the court when you're training is that's what you're gonna put out there when you face that guy or that many guys out there. That preparation takes time, and the physical, like I said, improving your ground strokes or your serve, your volley, That might take a few months or several months. It's up to you how many hours you practice and the quality of your practice. But it's the mental aspect of the game, the one that can take it. It can be a mid-term change. It can be a kind of a short-term change, but it's usually a long-term change for most people. It's very difficult to make it a short-term or a mid-term because you really have to learn how to do it, and you have to be very disciplined. So think about it, guys. Think about yourself being the Monfils of that semifinal, and who can be the Djokovic, and the situations. Okay. All right, guys. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope it helps, and I'll see you next time.